Hi there, welcome back to the Casual Ethnographer. My name is Elizabeth, and today's episode is about how I keep my kids engaged and myself semi-sane during the long stretch of summer break. If you're juggling parenting, planning, and creative chaos, stick around because I'm sharing actual methods I use to build our family's summer calendar. I'll use mostly free methods with the aim to keep the peace and maybe learn something along the way. Each summer I start by opening a free MS Word template of a calendar, filling in our family's known appointments, and then I start scouring the internet for free opportunities such as those offered by the public library. In addition to looking at what events are offered by the various libraries in our area and parks departments such as Key Penn Parks, Washington State Parks, and the National Park Service, we are lucky enough to have a planetarium in our area. The nearest one to us is the Pierce College Science Dome. If you live in the area and you have not checked it out, it is definitely worth a look. Also in Seattle, there is a planetarium that I attended many years ago. I'm not as familiar with it, but we go to the one at the Pierce College regularly. Now, I don't build a super strict schedule. I put in here events that we would like to catch. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. For example, if you're looking at this on July 7th at the Gig Harbor Library from 1 to 2, they will be having an event. And we went to one of these events recently there, and they are running most Mondays through the summer an art class, essentially, for children from 1 to 2. So I put those on the calendar so that we can try and catch them if we're going to be in Gig Harbor. The last one, or the only one I should say, that my kids attended was a sculpture class, and it was just air dry clay, but it was a lot of fun. They did a whole presentation on the types of art that can be made, music or sculpture or painting. So the girls had a good time. So I start here, just building something basic. And let me show you the places where I look for things to do. So here I am at the Pierce County Library System. This is the library system for where we live. I have given the calendar a date range of June 30 through September 1st. Let's go ahead and filter the age group as well for elementary school kids and tweens. That's the age group for my children. And let's take a look at the locations. So Gig Harbor, obviously. Key Center's not far to drive. I have never been to Anderson Island, but I'm not sure how far away it is. Let's go ahead and check it and just see what they have to offer. So as you can see here, there is an art club that meets in Gig Harbor from 1 to 2. We went to one last Monday, and what it was explained to us is that every week there will be a different type of art being shown. Last week it was sculpture, and she said that it will be held most Mondays from 1 to 2. She did say that attendance every week was not necessary, but obviously they want people to come and have the full experience. Let's see here, there's a science activity on Tuesday the 1st. So what I do is I go through and I compare what we have going on in our calendar with the activities that are available to us. So this is for the, like I said, the Pierce County Library System. We are also just across the Narrows Bridge from Tacoma. So I did a search on their calendar as well. I will be taking a look at this calendar to see what they have available in comparison to what we already have scheduled. Food Backpacks for Kids is a nonprofit organization out here on Key Peninsula that does a lot for the community, making sure people are fed. And in years past, I haven't heard if they're doing it this year yet, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Gateway Park and Home Park, they offer sack lunches to children. I will usually take my kids as often as I can on one of those days, simply because a lot of their classmates or people their age show up to play, and so it's a good time for them to have some social activity even outside of the school. But if you are in a situation of need where you need help, or perhaps you're looking for somewhere to volunteer, this would be a good outfit to contact. The Key Peninsula Community Center is a group that I volunteered with in the past. I volunteered in their food pantry. So if you are facing any food insecurities, or you have other needs, they do have homeless outreach. They have a senior center that provides meals most lunches during the work week. This would be a great outfit to contact. Another way that I look for things to do is I just do an internet search for things to do near me. And this was an article that popped up, and I scrolled through it. Some of the things look like something that maybe we would do, like walking through Point Defiance Park. My oldest was still in a stroller the last time I took her through it. We didn't have the second daughter yet. It is gorgeous, so that's something that maybe I might coordinate with another parent or two so that we can meet up and walk our kids through it. I do distinctly remember there being a playground, and my kids are going through a phase right now where they determine if a location is good to travel to based on if it has monkey bars. So I don't remember. I do remember swings. Taking my kids to a bridge of glass sounds like a nightmare, so we'll have to wait till they're older. But as you can see, there are quite a few activities that we can look into. Ruston Way is a gorgeous area. Again, haven't been there in a super long time. As far as federal and state parks, let's take a look at the National Park Service. So there are different ways that you can search. Let's search by state for now. So if we go to Washington, it will show the variety of different state parks. And so these are ones that usually I'll talk to my husband about because I don't often remember the names of places we've traveled to and try to figure out where we could go that is fun. And we're also not that terribly far from Oregon and Washington. So this would be something where we would look at, sorry, not Oregon and Washington, but Oregon and Idaho. So we would look at those states' parks as well. Washington state parks are a beautiful way to for us to keep ourselves busy. We've been to Belfair State Park recently. Sunday we went to Penrose State Park. Juema Beach State Park is another good one. There's lots. And what's great about Washington State Parks is that you can get an annual parking pass for $30. If you choose to go to a state park here in Washington and just buy a day pass, it's $10. So it's absolutely worth the $30. We have more than used that $30 worth. So, but you can find parks to go to very easily on here. Key Pen Parks is who maintains the parks nearest to us. So Gateway Park is fun. They've got the 360 trails attached to it. There's a tiny little zip line there. There's a splash pad. We go there actually fairly often, and it is a lot of fun. The 360 trails, I got to show you this map. Whatever it is that you want to do, this is a great place to go. If you want to walk, if you want to bike, if you want to bring your horse, it's beautiful. We've been on walks here where we have seen deer right up close, and down at the bottom of this map where you see the letter D, there is a dog park right there, a fenced-in dog park. And then you can see in the lower right-hand corner of the map, Gateway Park. And then the last one I wanted to show you here is Gig Harbor Parks Department. When I was looking at this earlier, trying to find some of the parks that we like to frequent They're not on here, so I don't know who is managing them. For example, we recently went to Semmel Heritage Park in Gig Harbor. It's a gorgeous park. There's trails and all kinds of activities. Playground, tennis, soccer, baseball, softball, football. I mean, all kinds of activities there. I'm not sure who manages them, but this does show some interesting parks. One of my daughter's favorite activities is rock painting. It's something we've been doing for years, just with the little bottles of acrylic paint you can get at the craft store and brushes. Last year, we attended a library-sponsored event for rock painting where they used acrylic paint pens, and my daughters were really looking forward to attending this year. However, we will be at a doctor's appointment. So this just arrived in the mail yesterday. It is a it's a kit of paint pens, and I haven't even shown them yet, so I think they're going to be super excited. It's supposed to be 48 dual-ended, as you can see, 48 dual-ended paint pens. It is supposed to be awesome for painting rocks. So this is something that we will be able to do now at home, and hopefully they will not be too upset now that they have to miss the rock painting event at the library. Sometimes adapting is part of the plan. If we can't attend the event, we can bring the event home. Not quite the same because there won't be the friends there, but maybe we can invite a few friends over. To keep things running smoothly, over the years we have developed rules for summer. The school year offers so much great routine, but the second school lets out for break, it seems like all those great routines go out the window and chaos ensues. Now that they're a little bit older, the rules have blossomed to 13. When they were little, the rules were fewer in number, but as they've gotten older and they've acquired more freedom and more responsibility, we've had to become more explicit with the types of rules. So the rules include things like no fighting, take your crazy outside. Basically means if you're going to be loud and boisterous, we have a backyard, go use it. It also includes bedtime is now extended to 8 p.m. For us, bedtime doesn't mean you necessarily need to go to sleep, but you need to be in your room and you need to be having quiet time. They must do at least 30 minutes of reading per day, and so forth. So if you're interested in our 13 rules for summer, drop a line in the comments. I'll be happy to share those. This week in Shelf Indulgences, we're nearing the end of the Norse Myths by Kevin Crossley-Holland. The tone has shifted. There's more foreboding, loss, and upheaval. In Myth 28, Baldur's Dreams, Baldur begins having nightmares. Odin, sensing something dire, journeys to the underworld to consult a seeress. She confirms the worst. Baldur is fated to die, and his brother Hod will be the cause. Myth 29, the death of Baldur follows. Frigg, Baldur's mother, tries to stop fate by securing promises from everything in the world not to harm her son. Everything agrees except one overlooked plant, the mistletoe. Loki, of course, seizes the opportunity. He tricks Hod into throwing a mistletoe dart at Baldur, killing him. The gods are devastated. They hold an elaborate funeral, and Hel agrees to release Baldur if every living thing mourns him. All do except one giantess, suspected to be Loki in disguise, so Baldur remains in Hell. Myth 30, Loki's Flighting, is next, where Loki insults nearly every god and goddess at the feast. He reveals secrets, flings accusations, and justifies his presence by reminding Odin of an old oath between them. It's equal parts awkward, intense, and weirdly fascinating, like a mythological roast gone off the rails. In Myth 31, The Binding of Loki, the gods have had enough. Loki flees and hides in a remote house, but he is found. He transforms into a salmon to escape, but is captured anyway. As punishment, the gods bind him in a cave using the entrails of his own son. It's dark, even by Norse standards, but sets the stage for what comes next. Finally, Myth 32, Ragnarok, the end of the world, a cataclysmic battle where gods and monsters destroy each other. The world is engulfed in flames, and then it begins again. A new world rises, green and fertile. 2 human survivors repopulate it. It's a powerful ending, one echoed in myths around the world. I also started the author's notes, which are surprisingly compelling. We get more background on Snorri Sturluson, the 13th century Icelandic historian and poet who preserved much of Norse mythology. is writing is why we have these stories today. Next week, we'll finish the final pages of the notes. That will bring this book to a close, and we'll move on to something completely different, The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. If you want to read along, now is a great time to pick up a copy. It's all about trusting your instincts and recognizing danger before it escalates, an empowering, must-read book. That's it for today. Let me know in the comments how you keep your summer fun from turning into summer chaos. And don't forget to check out this week's shorts. There's a new one nearly every day. And as always, thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence. I'll see you next time.